Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we have mostly put the realm back together, and that's fantastic. Now, I do want to get Bihar under control here. I still think that we used to control this territory. But if we look at the actual kingdom title here, well, he's got multiple kingdom titles. Let's see. We have no claim on it. Title history. So he created this title. Okay. And then he has this kingdom title, and then we look at that title history. He inherited this like 30 years ago. So I guess I'm just completely insane, but that could be a thing. The good news here is he actually has control of all of this over here. So we're going to be cleaning up a lot of border gore by attacking him as well. Now, if we were to subjugate him currently, this is everything we'd get. And that's actually a really tempting option. Like, incredibly tempting. Is there any reason at all to not do this? Magadan War for this duke's claim on the Thakana of Atapi? Okay, so our vassals are pushing claims over here. That's great. We're very happy about that. I don't think we can subjugate the Roman kingdom. No, we definitely can't. If we were to holy war for kingdom, this would not be a terrible one, but I bet that there's better ones. So, all things considered, I think that we absolutely subjugate Bihar here. This is the way to go, as far as I'm concerned. So he would become our vassal. Where is his capital? This is his capital. Oh my. That's not a great capital for him. It's not very well defended. We're going to go for it. This is done. Now, keep in mind, we're not done constructing over here just yet. So we are going to want to deal with that, but getting the subjugation and the Kingdom Holy Wars done are a very high priority for us. We are going to go ahead and get an upgrade done over here. And I want to check how long on Castle Bailey's. 6 years? Okay, so I think it's going to be about 6 years, probably, before we're ready to really focus on that. It'll take a little bit of time to take over Bihar. I don't know how long exactly. It kind of depends on how they play this. So let's go ahead and raise up our men-at-arms here, as well as our levy troops. Now, this is a greedy location. There's no doubt about that. He will be able to raise troops a lot faster than us. Actually, I've changed my mind. This is too greedy of a location. We're going to move back a little bit here to, like, here. This is still a greedy location, but this is a far less greedy location. Now, we don't need all of our troops under any circumstances. We can bump back to speed 3 since we're going to be in a relatively large war here. Although we're probably going to bump up to speed 4 soon enough. Okay, so we're just going to about 10k here, and I would like to grab It Is My Domain, and we should do that and immediately extort our subjects just to get that on cooldown. And 500 gold will do. 8k and 9k and 10k. There we go. So these guys are going to start heading up over this direction. A claim? What a jerk. We're going to head up here as soon as we get our men-at-arms here as well. And this is going to be no real problem. So it looks like this is... Well, he actually holds a lot of this territory personally, so that's going to be a little awkward for us to get ticking war score, but it should be okay in theory. Okay, so we're going to position here, and we're going to immediately drop off these 2 units. They're going to head in over this way. They're going to get a siege commander, and they're going to slow siege. Do we have one? Yes, here we go. Then we're going to drop off these 3 units. They're going to head in here. And they're also going to get a siege commander. This guy will do. And then the rest of these are going to follow up. We're just going to come up over this way. Cool. So the slow siege will commence here and here. Our men-at-arms will arrive, and once they do, we will rearrange this a little bit. So we're going to select all of these, and we're going to deselect this unit with shift-click. Group these guys together, then we're going to split off our mangonels, and then the rest of these forces, they're going to pursue his forces here. Now, this is his entire army, correct? Close enough. Close enough. So these guys will group on together. There we go. We're going to catch half of his army here. The other half got away, but he decided to stay, but not come back and help them. And then we captured him. That was a very strange series of events. Well, the war's over, I guess. Well, now. That's one way to do things. Cool. So, what does your kingdom do we want to go after? That is something we need to consider. These are only claims, and they're not amazing claims, although this one is okay, but that would create a pretty sizable amount of border core. There is this guy that we would need to go after eventually, unless we can offer him vassalage. He is Mazdayan. We would need 28 more reasons. We're not his rightful liege. And that's 28 of those reasons. This is your part of this duchy here. She should be pushing this claim. But she isn't. And I would like to clean this up. So we could do a de jure claim here. That's absolutely fine. We are above our vassal limit, and we'll need to deal with that. But we can drop our men-at-arms like here. If they attack this army gathering before we actually arrive, that's not a problem, because we don't lose anything. Really, again? Okay, that was like twice in a row that middle-click drag stopped working there. So they're just going to chill there. That's okay. And if that's what they're going to do, this war will be over incredibly quickly. So that's wonderful. In the meantime, I would like to go spend down this gold a bit. And to that end, we want to get castle upgrades going. That is our top priority at this moment. Excellent. He's learned Armenian? That's nice. Okay, a court artifact was destroyed. That's fine. We do want to repair our worn language manual, although we probably want to swap to something else here. And we could equip the pressed rose. And we do definitely want to repair the worn language manual. We're going to want to equip that when we're learning languages, which we're not doing right now. Realm will lose land when vassals do things. Okay, sure. We're going to repair this pressed rose. Okay, and that's everything we have equipped. And then if we go into our royal court, I mean, there is this going on. No, we're not going to do that. We could also go into our court grandeur. Actually, we want court artifacts here. And any of these that are displayed that are going to be going away soon. The answer is no. So that seems to be fine. No problems whatsoever there. This war is already over. They just don't know it yet. And that's fantastic. Now we can ransom off prisoners. And that is something that I'm actually very interested in doing. We'll just mass ransom. There we go. And we'll get this siege done. May as well go back up to speed 4, in all honesty. I think that's fine. So this is now done. And we will enforce those demands. Perfect. Disband our troops. And we are above our vassal limit by 1 here. So that is, of course, because we got Bihar in. And we could just hand out this county. I'll give it to this guy, I think. Done. Okay, perfect. So let's hop in over here and think about doing some economic work. More specifically, we want to continue upgrading our castles. Getting all of these upgraded to level 3 is very important to us right now. And getting all of these structures building at the moment is less important. Mostly because we're working on castle baileys, but they can upgrade it themselves, and we'd like to reap the benefits ourselves. That would be the best way to do it, I think. These are all level 2 over this way. Yeah, okay. We can actually upgrade our tax assessors. We're going to do that, but not just yet. Okay. So I think we are... Oh, we can transfer this guy over. That's absolutely something that I want to do. 10 gold? Yes. 50 gold? Yes. The rest of this looks okay. Not too concerned about it. We'll get more castles upgrading. We need to get 2 upgrading over here and then 3 upgrading over here. Okay, so that's going to be a little bit before that cash comes in. I don't want to pay cash to this guy. Okay, control level did drop. That's unfortunate, but we will get that back up. That is over here in Shirvan. Okay, sounds good. Now, we do need to figure out where we're going to go after a Kingdom Holy War at. I mean, Volga Bulgaria still might be a good location to do that. It's not great, is it? Ukraine, we don't have any CBs. Dacia is not amazing. They are quite split up there. We could go after cleaning up Roman Asia. But again, that's just not amazing. Sure, show in the prince. He'll bring 50 gold. That is good. For Roman Greece... Again, it's just not great. Yeah, our options are very limited. Illyria would be a pretty good one. It would create a billion border core provinces, but that's not a terrible option. Macedonia's a little not great right now. This is not ideal. This would be the least border-gory option, and it would expand our borders pretty heavily. So it's not an awful choice. We do have a good amount of cash, and we should hop over to our capital region and work on getting some castle upgrades. That is very important, of course. There we go. All we need is these 3 now. And that's wonderful. How long on battlements? Or rather, castle bailies. That is 4 years at this point. Heraldry will be done in 3. We don't really care about heraldry. So that's fine. Okay. Well, we're definitely interested in attacking kingdoms. There's no doubt about that. What about this guy? We can't actually holy war him. Okay. Well, we can grab Hergeld for now. That'll do. There is a lot of territory over here that I'd like to go after with, like, duchy claims. And we'll debase the coins here. 100% chance of getting 300 gold. Fantastic. That will allow us to continue to upgrade our castles. We only need 2 more at this point. So that is absolutely wonderful. We'll go ahead and get this one going as soon as we can. We are definitely going to want those tax assessors done. But there we go. And finally, one more over here. So that's going to be a little bit of gold. There is a dangerous faction. This is an independence faction. How rude. Oh, the guy we just subjugated. Who could have thought? Who would have expected this? Absolutely no one could have anticipated that. Okay, so we don't have much for options here, do we? Our half-sister is unmarried. Done. Wait, that's a daughter. Okay. Done. Is our half-sister not in our court? Let's see. She is not. We're going to invite her to the court. Perfect. Now we can use her as a bargaining chip. Excellent. And for now, that faction is dealt with. We are going to want to clean up a bunch of border gore over here. We've kind of abandoned going after the Egypt region because they broke up so heavily. But I definitely want to get all of this cleaned up fairly soon. We're making good progress on it, for sure. But we need to come back over here for the moment, and we've got this location to upgrade to a concentric castle. Cool. So a lot of these we can't we will be able to upgrade some of these, like the economic structures. We're not going to be able to upgrade the mobile camps just yet. Let's move on. I don't want to spend cash. Weapon depots will also need castle bailies, so it'll be a bit before that's good to go. But there are upgrades that we can put in here. Things like the vegetable fields. The Bori have reformed. We don't really care too much about that, I suppose. But Armenia is big. That's for sure. Can we rename our title? We can. So I would like to rename this to, like, Bizarro Ottomans. There we go. Because that's what we are at this point. We are Bizarro Ottomans. So if we do that, once you submit, you cannot undo this change. I'm sure we can rename it again, though. Yeah, we can do that. So we are now the Bizarro Ottomans. That's perfect. We've been Armenia for a very long time, and I think it's about time to swap over to being the Bizarro Ottomans, because that was, after all, what we set out to do. So that'll be fine. Perfect. And now we're going to get this nice Bizarro Ottomans every time we zoom out. I like it. What about this guy? Or actually, this lady. What do you got? That's not a great Khanate. There's a dangerous faction here. Because I knew this was going to come back again, this is the reason why we invited our half-sister to the court. So, what do we got here? We've got a daughter, a son who's already betrothed. Not a lot that we can work with there, in all honesty, but this guy's almost as powerful. What does he got? Not you. What does he got? Hey, a son. Okay. So we'll arrange marriage with our half-sister here. Did I call her a half-daughter? Maybe. I think that would be a stepdaughter, but whatever. Okay, show him in. We're going to take 500 gold, and we've definitely made some territorial changes down here. There's no doubt about that. That's nice. Cool. This faction is apparently still here, but they're too weak to send an ultimatum. Is there another faction? Ah, Liberty. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, this is unsurprising considering that we white-pieced the last Liberty faction. So, as of this exact moment, this isn't that scary. But it's a little scary. We should go through these and see if we can negotiate with any of them. I'd be a little surprised if we could. But we should go through them. Just do our due diligence here. There we go. Let's see. What else do we have? Not a whole lot. I'm not surprised by this. We may end up fighting them, and if so, that's not necessarily the worst concept. The only problem is the last war, we were winning the war. There's no doubt about that until they grouped up all of their men-at-arms. And that number of men-at-arms was ridiculous. Now, in part, that happened because I was trying to cheap out on the war, right? So I think if we don't do that, that may end up being a winnable war. At the very least, it should be a white peaceable war, which is probably better for us. So I think we'll just allow this to brew for the moment, and we'll see what that ends up looking like. It's only 76%, which isn't that frightening right now. We are going to need to try to stack wipe their forces as quickly as possible. We'll go ahead and upgrade these quarries. So they're going to send their demand. That's obvious. This independence faction might become a problem throughout the course of the actual fight as we lose soldiers. So I would like to do something about that. Unfortunately, we don't have much for options. We could start working on swaying this guy and just see if he'll leave the faction voluntarily. We'll see. Of course, we're going to have to defend our own territory as usual in a war against tyranny. Or rather, a liberty war. So we're just going to say, will not be threatened. And he's going to declare war. Okay. So. Let's take stock of who all's rebelling here. Honestly, this doesn't seem too bad. if we raise up here, it would take us 3 months there. In theory. Oh, right. I did this wrong. We need to not do this. Okay, so we're going to stop gathering, and we're going to do this differently. I didn't raise them all in the same location, which is what I wanted to do. So there we go. We can't actually disband these, but they'll disappear as soon as we update it. So we'll go ahead and do that. There we go. So we have 22,000 troops instantly right here. And we have our men-at-arms now. So we're going to take these guys on down. We're not trying to cheap out the war this time. We're going to take these guys down, and the remainder of our forces will raise up in the back line as we head over. You can see here we're already quite negative in our cash, and we're going to bump down to the next speed here. Yeah, as expected, this independence faction is becoming a problem. Is there any of these guys that we can negotiate with? The answer is a definite maybe, but probably not. Yeah, not a whole lot there, if I'm honest. Okay. For now, that's okay. We'll keep an eye on it. So we've got about 10k over here. We're going to raise up more as well. Okay. So we've got some forces down over here. This doesn't look too frightening for the moment. For now, these guys are going to head up to our capital and defend that as soon as they're done gathering. We do need a new spy master, and this guy would not be a bad choice for that, actually. That would improve his opinion of us pretty dramatically. He's not great at the job, but neither is this guy. So we'll put him in there in the hopes that that will boost up his opinion of us. Well, it will boost up his opinion, but in hopes that that'll cause him to drop the faction. So we could demand his conversion. He has a 51% chance of acceptance here. I'm going to send him a gift, even though we're going to hit debt levels pretty soon. I'm still going to send him a gift here and then demand his conversion. And that'll cause him to convert on over. Fantastic. And he does indeed convert, and he's got 51 opinion of us. His opinion did drop a fair amount there, but we'll see. So we're heading over here and up here. Okay. Now we are also working on swaying him. We could send him an artifact. Would you like a goblet? Here you go, buddy. Have a goblet. And he gained 18 opinion of us, but he dropped like 30 opinion of us. What? Yeah, we demanded his conversion. Cultural acceptance. I mean, male-dominated, sure. His opinion of us plummeted there, and I'm not actually sure why. But it's okay. So we're in debt right now. That's to be expected, in all honesty. And we want to turn around over here and attack these guys. Cool. The last thing that we want right now is for their troops to all get grouped up. So that's what we're seeking to prevent. Ah. This might give us a chance to catch these guys. This guy left the Liberty War. That's cool. Okay, so these guys are grouping up here, and they are too much of a threat to this army for us to actually continue to be here. We do need a new perk here, and we're going to take detailed ledgers to help our income a little bit. But I think we're going to catch this force here. Yes, we are. That's perfect. Cool. So, I mean, we're going to remain in debt for a little bit here. This isn't a big deal, though. Okay, they're just chilling over here. Actually, for the time being, I want to come over this way. There we go. And then maybe come down over here with our main force. Something like that. So, I mean, they're losing troops. And so far, this looks reasonably okay. Now, this is a problem. What can we do about it? We're going to break this betrothal. And we actually need a son here. So we're going to need to break someone's betrothal. This guy's. We'll break this betrothal. Yeah, that costs us prestige. And we're going to need to create a new betrothal here. Like so. We need this alliance. This has to happen. So we'll get that done. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to attempt to win this war. And I think we're going to. We may be forced to white piece it, but I think we're going to be able to win this war without a real problem. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And I will see you all next time. These guys are running away. What a bunch of jerks.